All right, let's dive into what might be the single biggest challenge for any leader today: focus. I mean, we are just swimming in information, right? And it feels like our attention is constantly being pulled in a million different directions. So today, we're going to unpack the science behind why that happens and give you a real practical toolkit to get back in control. Does this sound familiar to you? You finally sit down, you're ready to tackle that one big important project. You're just getting into the groove, that flow state, and then bam, a Slack message, an email notification, a tap on the shoulder. It's like our entire day is just this endless game of whack-a-mole with distractions. So take a look at this number, 23:15. Now that's not a time of day. It's a measure of just how much time we're losing. This one number represents one of the biggest, most invisible costs in our work lives. That's right. According to groundbreaking research by Gloria Mark, it takes, on average, 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully get your head back into a task after being interrupted. Just think about that. Now, sure, other studies have found slightly different numbers. Maybe it's 25 minutes, maybe it's 29. But the bottom line is always the same. Every single interruption has this massive cognitive cost, this resumption lag that just drains your most valuable resource. And listen, it gets worse. It's not just about the minutes you lose on the clock. The cost goes so much deeper. The research is pretty clear that when we're constantly being interrupted, we experience way more stress, a higher sense of workload, and a whole lot more frustration. So we're not just working slower, we're working harder and feeling worse while we do it. So why? Why are we so easily distracted? Is it some kind of personal failing? A lack of willpower? Well, the science says no, not really. The real problem is actually a huge mismatch between the brain we evolved to have and the world we've built around it. This really gets to the heart of it, an idea from the book, The Distracted Mind. The problem isn't that our brains are broken. It's that we're running on ancient evolutionary software that's suddenly having to deal with this hyper-connected, high-tech world. It's a full-on collision. Now, there's a scientific term for this whole mess: goal interference. It's what happens anytime you set out to do one thing and something else, could be a notification, could be a random thought popping into your head, gets in the way. And here's the truly wild part. Studies show that we interrupt ourselves just as often as we get interrupted from outside forces. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Our brains were designed for survival. We evolved to pay immediate attention to anything new or unexpected. A rustle in the bushes could have been a predator. But today, that same ancient survival instinct gets hijacked by every single email pop-up and social media alert. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Think about this concept of information foraging. A squirrel, for example, forages for nuts. When the nuts in one spot run out, it moves to the next. That's smart, optimal survival behavior. We do the same thing, but digitally. The problem is, we don't leave a task because we finished it. No, we leave because we feel a little bit of boredom or that little pang of anxiety, that fear of missing out. It's our ancient foraging instinct being tricked into doing something that's totally suboptimal. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. A little bleak, right? But the good news is we are not helpless here. We can absolutely fight back. We can build a professional toolkit to manage these challenges. And that's exactly what this prescription is all about: a clear path to reclaiming your focus. The very first and maybe the most powerful tool is something we all have. It's the pause. This is a uniquely human skill. Instead of just automatically, reflexively reacting to every buzz and ping, we can create a tiny bit of space, a space between the trigger and our response. And in that little pause, that's where we take our power back. So how do you actually practice that pause in a real workday? Well, one of the simplest, most effective methods is the Pomodoro technique. It's so easy. You just pick one single task, you set a timer for 25 minutes, and you make a deal with yourself. For those 25 minutes, you do nothing else. When the timer goes off, you get a sharp break. It's a brilliant way to create these little fortresses of focus in your day. All right, next up, you've got to manage your environment. You have to create digital boundaries. This isn't about having more willpower, it's about being a smart architect of your workspace. So, turn off those notifications, seriously. Schedule time to check your email instead of letting it dictate your day. And one of the biggest ones, just move your phone out of sight. Put it in another room. These aren't minor tweaks, they're game changers. Now, what about those internal interruptions, the ones that come from inside our own heads? For that, we need to build a skill called metacognition. It sounds fancy, but all it really means is being aware of what you're thinking as you're thinking it. It's that crucial ability to notice the urge to switch tasks before you actually do it. So I want you to really think about this for a second. What are your personal triggers? When do you get that itch to check your phone or open a new tab? Is it when you feel stuck on a hard problem? Is it a moment of boredom or a flash of anxiety? Just noticing those patterns is the first giant step toward using that pause we talked about and making a conscious choice. Okay, so all these tools are fantastic for getting more stuff done. But here's the twist. The ultimate goal here isn't just about cranking out more widgets or clearing your inbox faster. It's about rethinking what we're actually aiming for in the first place. This is such a powerful insight from Dr. Mark. Most of us chase productivity thinking that if we just get enough done, we'll finally feel good. But she argues we've got it completely backward. The real goal should be well-being. Because when we feel good, when we feel positive and balanced, deep, sustainable productivity, well, that's just the natural result. Look, it is so easy to feel like we're helpless in all of this, right? Like technology and the algorithms have already won. But the science is crystal clear on this. You are not a passive victim. You can absolutely develop agency. You can take back control over your own attention. So it all comes down to this. Your attention is the currency of your life. It's the most precious, finite resource you have. The real question isn't just about how to be more productive. It's about how to live a more intentional, meaningful life. So, how are you going to invest it?